Hello, I am Héloïse Luzzati, cellist and founder of L Women Composers, a research and diffusion center around the works of women composers. The project has grown with the creation of a video channel, Boite, Pépites, which proposes to discover the lives of women composers in a variety of formats, from documentary to cartoon. The Intemporel Festival launched in 2020 also contributed to the growth of the project, and finally the launch of the label Boîte à Pépites has been a wonderful gas pedal for the project. The video programs, those of the festival as well as our recordings, are based on an important works of research and reading of scores, manuscripts and first edition. I spent a lot of time looking for scores considered lost, and in the case of Charlotte Sohy, I had the chance to discover her music thanks to the conductor Deborah Wallman, with whom we recorded the orchestral part of the Sohy disc with the National Orchestra of Avignon-Provence. Deborah put me in contact with Charlotte Sohy's grandson, François-Henri Labbé, who has been copying his grandmother's manuscripts for 10 years. Thanks to him, we have been able to have access to all of Charlotte Sohy's scores, which is absolutely wonderful. Charlotte Sohy was born in 1887 in Paris. The beginning of the construction of the Eiffel Tower preceded her birth by a few months. She grew up in a Paris in full urbanization, symbol of the prestige of France in the Belle Époque. She was supported by her parents in her musical training, and she was a fan of certain Gabrielle Fauré, whose Requiem she heard with wonder in 1900. She began her composition training with the composer Mel Bonis. She continued her studies at the Schola Cantorum with Louis Vienne and Vincent d'Indy. She signed her works with the name of her maternal grandfather, Charles Sohy, a clever way to get around the prejudices about music written by women. She married the composer Marcel Labbé, who used to say, "Thank you for listening to my music, but listen rather to my wife, because if you consider me talent, it is she who has genius." She composed 35 pieces, trio, quartets, piano solo, melody with orchestra, a symphony, poem, opera, symphony, in a language often dramatic but also very inked in the French aesthetic of the beginning of the 20th century. I am regularly asked why women composers have disappeared from the history of music, and I like to tell this anecdote about the French composer, pianist and teacher Louise Farrenc. In 1872, the Universal Dictionary promises Louise Farrenc, then 68 years old, one of the most honorable places in the history of French music. 8 years after her death, only this mention remains: professor of the conservatory. It is as simple as that. When a composer dies and she is no longer there to make her work live, it disappears almost instantly. We are currently working on the launch of our proposed publishing house, and Charlotte Sohy's score should be available within a few months. The next project of Boîte à Pépites is an advent calendar, thought as digital festival. Each day from December 1st to 25th, we propose to discover the life and work of a different composer, including a major part of unpublished works. This third season will have the night as a common thread and will bring together about 30 wonderful musicians. The project will be available in video on our networks and YouTube channel Boîte à Pépites, and in audio on all streaming platforms. The next big recording project of Boîte à Pépites will be dedicated to the composer Rita Strohl in partnership with the wonderful Palazzetto Brisane Center of French Romantic Music.